The same people organize differently, make stuff that you look at and say, wow, this is really nice. Who invented this? Who's the genius? There's no genius. It's just a group of people working differently. So the notion of self-organizing around problems rather than being driven towards, towards goals seems to work very well. Whether this is wider scale, I don't know. I suspect that it's in companies where they have a much more dramatic outcome. If you're guaranteed a budget for the next 5 years, you're not going to be revolutionary in any way at all. So the teams we worked with were always on the knife. You don't succeed, you're fired, kind of thing, within the next 3 months, 1 year, very short term. So they were taking the risk happily. And we've produced a closed source version of the process. It's a PC3, it's called, and it's very similar, but it's aimed at a closed source. It still requires GitHub, a private GitHub. Of course, not GPL license, it's just commercial, just normal copyright, but very similar process, and it seems to work very well. Basically, you take a product, you make a first version of it, you throw it as a bunch of testers, people using it all the time, and they're finding problems and they're reporting problems on an issue tracker. You have a bunch of developers, you throw it the issue tracker, and the ones that don't perform, you get rid of. It's that simple. And you keep bringing in new developers and see who can hook into problems. And the ones that solve the most problems, they get the most something, the most credit, the most bonus, whatever it is. And the ones that don't, they get removed gently. And these developers don't get told what to do. They just organize around the issues. And there's a certain methodology in how you express the issues. It's always a problem. You don't specify a solution. You always say, this is my problem. I can't do this. I want to do that. And then there's some discussion. And then there's a pull request, and it's merged, and that's it. And we